What would you do if your best friend celebrated something you believed should never be encouraged? Would you support her? Or would you walk away from a friendship that had lasted over 10 years? Today's story is emotional, complicated, and painfully real. A mother, a teenage pregnancy, a shocking baby shower, and one decision that divided an entire community. But before we begin, welcome to the Talking Baobab, the home of powerful African stories that make you think deeply about life, culture, parenting, and relationships. If you enjoy meaningful stories like this, please subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who loves emotional storytelling. And while you watch, tell us this in the comments. Should a parent celebrate a pregnant 16-year-old daughter with a big baby shower? Or does that encourage teenage pregnancy? Stay till the end because this story has a lesson many parents need to hear. Now, let us begin. In the busy city of Enugu lived two women everyone believed would remain friends forever. Ngozi and Amaka. They met over 10 years earlier at a women's church fellowship. At the time, both women were struggling young mothers trying to build stable homes. Ngozi sold fabrics in Ogbate Market. Amaka worked as an administrator at a private school. Over the years, they became inseparable. They attended weddings together. They prayed together. They celebrated birthdays together. And whenever one family faced difficulties, the other always showed up. But the strongest connection between them was their daughters. Ngozi's daughter, Chisholm. Amaka's daughter, Ada. Both girls were 16 years old. They grew up like sisters. Same schools. Same church youth meetings. Same sleepovers. Same dreams. People often joked that the girls would probably attend the same university and marry brothers. Nobody imagined that one shocking event would destroy everything. One Tuesday evening, Amaka received a strange phone call from Ngozi. Her voice sounded weak. "Please come over," Ngozi said quietly. "I need to talk to you." Amaka immediately became worried. She thought maybe someone had died. She rushed to Ngozi's house that same evening. When she entered the living room, something felt wrong. The television was off. Nobody was talking. And Chisholm sat quietly in one corner with swollen eyes. Then Ngozi finally spoke. "Chisholm is pregnant." The room became silent. Amaka stared at the girl in disbelief. 16 years old. Still in secondary school. Pregnant. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Then Amaka whispered, "How did this happen?" Chisholm burst into tears. The father of the baby was reportedly a 19-year-old apprentice mechanic from a nearby neighborhood. According to Ngozi, the relationship had been hidden for months. Amaka expected anger, punishment, screaming. But instead, Ngozi surprised her. She calmly said, "I have decided not to shame my daughter." Amaka frowned. Ngozi continued, "Yes, she made a mistake. But the baby is innocent. I will support her instead of making her feel worthless." Amaka understood supporting a child emotionally. But what happened next shocked her even more. Ngozi smiled softly and said, "I want to celebrate the baby." Amaka could hardly believe what she was hearing. Celebrate? A teenage pregnancy? To her, that sounded dangerous. Very dangerous. Over the next few days, word spread quickly. In African communities, secrets rarely remain hidden for long. Soon, neighbors whispered. Church members discussed it after service. Parents warned their daughters. Some blamed Chisholm. Others blamed social media. Some blamed poor parenting. But what shocked people most was Ngozi's attitude. She refused to act ashamed. Instead of hiding her daughter indoors, she took her shopping. She bought maternity clothes. She attended antenatal appointments proudly. Then one afternoon, she called Amaka. "I'm organizing a baby shower next Saturday," she announced happily. Amaka nearly dropped her phone. "A baby shower?" "Yes," Ngozi replied. "I want my daughter to know she is still loved." Amaka struggled to control her frustration. "But she is 16. Ngozi sighed. "And abandoning her emotionally will solve what exactly?" The conversation became tense. Amaka believed the celebration would normalize teenage pregnancy. Ngozi believed shame destroys young girls. Neither woman realized this disagreement was about to destroy their friendship. 3 days before the event, a delivery arrived at Amaka's house. Inside was a beautiful wine-colored dress. There was also a handwritten note. Chief bridesmaid outfit for Ada. Ngozi wanted Ada to play a special role at the baby shower because the girls had been best friends since childhood. When Ada saw the dress, she became excited. "Mummy, it's beautiful." But Amaka's face hardened immediately. "No," she said. "You are not going." Ada froze. "What do you mean?" "I said you are not attending that shower." The teenager immediately became upset. "But Chisholm is my friend." Amaka folded her arms. "And you are 16 years old too. I will not allow you to participate in something that glorifies teenage pregnancy." Ada burst into tears. For the first time in years, mother and daughter argued intensely. "You're judging her," Ada shouted. "I am protecting you," Amaka replied. But Ada refused to understand. She believed her mother lacked compassion. Meanwhile, Amaka feared society was slowly normalizing behavior that could destroy young girls' futures. The tension inside the house became unbearable. Saturday finally arrived, and the entire neighborhood was stunned. Ngozi spared no expense. There were decorations everywhere. Pink and gold balloons. Music blasting loudly. A large banner that read, "Celebrating Baby Miracle." Caterers moved around serving jollof rice and grilled chicken. A professional photographer directed guests. Some people attended out of genuine support. Others came mainly to gossip. But everyone was talking about one thing. How can somebody throw a grand baby shower for a pregnant 16-year-old? Then people noticed something else. Ada was missing. Chisholm kept looking toward the entrance. She expected her best friend to appear. But Ada never came. When she finally realized Amaka had prevented Ada from attending, her face changed completely. For the first time since the pregnancy, she looked deeply hurt. During the event, whispers spread among guests. Amaka refused to let her daughter come. Some praised her. Others criticized her. One elderly woman said, "Parents must stand for something. Not every mistake should become a celebration." Another woman replied, "So the girl should be abandoned because she got pregnant." The argument divided the entire gathering. That evening, Ngozi called Amaka angrily. "You embarrassed my daughter." Amaka answered coldly, "I protected mine." Ngozi accused her friend of acting self-righteous. Amaka accused Ngozi of encouraging irresponsibility. Soon, the argument became deeply personal. Ngozi shouted, "You think your daughter is better than mine?" Amaka replied, "No. I just refuse to pretend this situation is something young girls should admire." The phone call ended badly. After that night, the two women stopped speaking. Church members noticed. Neighbors noticed. Even the girls noticed. The once inseparable families suddenly behaved like strangers. And sadly, the pain spread to the daughters. Ada missed her best friend. But Amaka refused to change her mind. She told her daughter, "Compassion is important, but wisdom is important too." Meanwhile, Chisholm felt abandoned. Deep down, she understood why people were uncomfortable. But she also felt judged by everyone around her. For months, both families remained divided. Then something unexpected happened. One evening, Ada secretly visited Chisholm. When she entered the room, she was shocked. The cheerful girl from the baby shower was gone. Chisholm looked exhausted, scared, and overwhelmed. The pregnancy had become difficult. Many of the people who attended the baby shower had disappeared. The baby's father was no longer consistent. Schoolmates mocked her online. And despite Ngozi's support, reality had become painfully hard. Chisholm broke down crying. "I feel like my life is over," she whispered. At that moment, Ada realized something important. The baby shower may have looked glamorous, but it did not remove the consequences. Teenage motherhood was not easy. Not even close. The two girls sat together for hours talking honestly. For the first time, Chisholm admitted she wished she had waited. She loved her unborn child. But she also missed being a normal teenager. That conversation changed Ada deeply. And when she returned home, she told her mother everything. Amaka listened quietly. Then something inside her softened. She realized that behind the public arguments, there was still a frightened child suffering. As months passed, the story continued spreading throughout the community. People debated constantly. Some parents supported Amaka. They argued that public celebrations for teenage pregnancy send the wrong message. Others supported Ngozi. They believed shaming pregnant teenagers often pushes them into depression, isolation, or dangerous decisions. Even social media users became divided. Some comments were harsh. Others were compassionate. One pastor preached that children should face consequences for bad decisions. Another preacher said love should come before public shame. The issue became bigger than the two women. It became a conversation about parenting itself. How do parents correct children without destroying them emotionally? How do you show love without encouraging bad choices? There were no easy answers. 7 months later, Chisholm went into labor unexpectedly at night. Ngozi panicked. The labor was difficult. Very difficult. Ironically, the first person she called was Amaka. Despite everything, Amaka rushed to the hospital immediately. When she arrived, Ngozi burst into tears. At that moment, all the anger disappeared. Because real life has a way of humbling people. Hours later, Chisholm safely delivered a baby girl. Everyone felt relieved. As Ngozi carried the newborn for the first time, she looked at Amaka and whispered, "I was so busy trying to protect my daughter from shame, that maybe I forgot to prepare her for reality." Amaka held her friend's hand. "And maybe I focused so much on discipline that I forgot compassion matters too." For the first time in many months, both women cried together. Not because they suddenly agreed on everything, but because they finally understood each other. Over time, the friendship slowly healed. Not perfectly, but honestly. Ada and Chisholm remained close, though their lives had changed forever. Chisholm eventually returned to school through an alternative education program. Ngozi continued helping raise the baby. And Amaka became more intentional about discussing relationships, responsibility, and self-worth with her daughter. The entire experience taught both families painful but important lessons. Teenage pregnancy is not something to glorify. But neither should a child be destroyed by shame. There must be balance. Correction with love. Discipline with compassion. Guidance without humiliation. Because sometimes young people make mistakes that permanently change their lives. And in those moments, parents face one of the hardest questions imaginable. How do you hold a child accountable, while still making sure they know they are loved? Soft emotional music returns. This story has divided many people. Some believe the mother was right to celebrate her daughter instead of shaming her. Others believe the baby shower sent the wrong message to other teenagers. Now we want to hear from you. If you were the parent, what would you have done? Would you organize the baby shower? Or would you refuse completely? Tell us your honest opinion in the comments. And please remember to like this video, subscribe to the Talking Baobab, and share this story with friends and family. Your support helps us continue telling powerful African stories that spark important conversations. Until next time, remember, every family hides a story, and every story carries a lesson. Good night.